Hello everybody, welcome to my top 5 tips of the month. Normally this is put out on a Saturday, but I thought it was a good enough time to put this out on a Tuesday because there's important information, there's key dates, there's also things to consider this week, which I think is probably best to get this video out now. So let's do this. You can check out the description as well. That'll have a write-out of the top 5 tips with a little bit of writing around each, especially because September's not actually that much of an interesting month, but it is an important month to prepare for the rest of the year. Yes, indeed. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but there is 3 and a bit months until Christmas. Yeah, no, it doesn't bear thinking about. So let's focus on September now, and let's begin with objectives grinding. Now, first of all, we do currently have the Wushu strikes currently on. I may or may not make a video for it because I don't know really if it bears kind of like, again, doing any kind of video for, because if you get that 3-star, which you get for free, a free 3-star Shang Chi, you can go to various different low-end content, use said Shang Chi in order to do some of the various different stipulations to get the objective done. Like doing loads of light attacks in order to get that objective done, medium, special attacks. You know the drill when it comes to trying to complete some of these objectives. You literally just got to do exactly what it says on the tin. Doing lower content will be better for it, so do that. But the main objectives I'm referring to are Marauder objectives. These ones here, which are called training days currently, but when Wednesday drops, there will be further ones. You can do all the various different types of difficulty, so that's down to a personal choice if you're interested. I mean, for me, I don't know if I'll be interested in the lower one. However, though, I have a 3-star bishop, so yeah, okay, I might give this a go because it's easy to auto fight, and I'm looking for an option to take on normal difficulty. By the way, auto fighting normal difficulty is actually not too bad of an idea, which is going to be very important when we go on to the next thing to talk about. But yeah, like check out some of the content we're going to be posting on the channel. So keep locked to information, updates, and as well as social media, because they'll be kind of saying, okay, go to this piece of content to grab this. Even by going to things like Act 7, you'll get 6-star versions of champions, possibly. You'll get 5-star versions from old variants. You'll get things from the current event quest, places to go, hopefully low energy targets that we'll get in process. But yeah, keep locked to the channel as we indeed cover that particular stuff. So look out next Wednesday, check out the channel. Our next top tip has got to be Cyber Weekend. Cyber Weekend drops on the 26th of November, even though it says Cyber Monday is the 29th. Do bear in mind, Kabam like to make this over a weekend. That's just how they roll. So preparation is key with grabbing units. And that's what we're going to go over now. Because you need units. And let's face it, July 4th deals, they were not so good. More so not so good for those that were Thronebreaker, in my opinion, and now just based on the fact that there wasn't a volume of tier 5 class catalyst available. You could only get, if I remember right, there was only like 1 or 2 fully formed tier 5 class catalysts based on the drop rate of the stuff. So in my opinion, they weren't very good because a lot of players at Thronebreaker want to be able to rank up more of their 6 stars to rank 3. And as well, they'll be kind of looking towards rank 4, so that's probably where they'll go with it. In any case, I digress. You need units. Where'd you go? What do you do? We're going to go over that. There's going to be a full video that will be out on by the end of the week, maybe Friday. It will be taking into consideration various different types of areas, grind processes with arena, without arena. It will be taking into consideration as well amazing info that's been put together from people of the community, like Corey Guns, who we featured a lot on the channel from the perspective of unit grinding. So look out for that. That's going to be dropping to the end of the week. But let's focus on some quick grab ideas to grab units and the volumes as well. Now I've put into the description some info on this particular section here. It's all about a quick 10,225 units between now and as well Cyber Weekend, based on the amount of weeks that you've got available before it kicks off. So starting off with arena grind, if you're willing to do a 700 unit grind a week from doing a combination of milestones and as well grinding out a little bit with the battle chips to kind of turn into arena crystals, you could get a lot more than 700 units a week from it, but then that's down to a personal preference of what you're interested in doing. And unfortunately, hey, sorry, but that's where a large amount of units come from. If you want to find other processes, tune into the video at the end of the week, which will give you that. So 8,400 units from doing various different types of arena grinding. Okay, the other thing is going to be auto fighting. I personally love auto fighting the lower difficulties because at the end of the day, if you're doing something else, you're playing a different game, you're working on something, have it auto fighting in the background, as you can get some real decent stuff from normal, heroic, master, especially if you've got champions that are good strength. More so for normal. Like I will auto fight through normal throughout the month and find I'm picking up 150 units. Okay, 150 units isn't too bad. There's also a good chunk that you can pick up from auto fighting in heroic, which should be 125 units a month as well. And that kind of like adds up. It's not ridiculous, but at the same time, if you're auto fighting, not putting any effort into it, you're kind of like win-win situation. There's also from doing the summoner camp, which is currently on at the moment, which is there. You'll go into it, rewards, and on the various different types of milestones. I'm not going to like showcase all of them, but from now on, if you are up to number 70, and some people will be close to it, if not they've passed it, as I try and get up to it as well, which I think I'm really close, not ridiculously there, but getting close. But 70, which is there, you get 50 units, and then it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on to 200 units, and then 200 units again, and then finally 500 units at the end point. If you're curious of how many more units is from 70 onwards, it is a further 1,000 units. So that gives you a grand total of, if you do 3 times normal 100% each month and 3 times heroic 100% each month, that will add up to 10,225 units with that 8,400 unit grind from arena. So again, if you don't like arena, fine. I'll be putting together a full video by the end of the week which looks into other methods to grind a large amount of units in a very short space of time, or by say the Cyber Weekend drop. So hopefully that helps you out, and hopefully that helps out with kind of like grind perspectives. As look, Cyber Weekend, it's usually some alright deals there. At least to say it's free. Not free, but it's like you have to make the decision. Do you want to spend your units on this stuff? Do you want to keep it and do content? You have to make that decision of where you're up to the game, what you want to do. So more on that at the end of the week. And let's move on to the next one. And that next one is indeed key dates, okay? So there are some key dates to remember. Unfortunately, because this is a bit of a slow month when it comes to new content, the game's not really in a great state at the moment. So whilst it's not in a great state, hey, look, Kabam aren't going to like chuck out a load of content at you, but at least to keep your mind occupied with stuff. And we've got here, starting from the 8th, which is tomorrow, Marauders Objectives Week 2, and the Kitty Pride Arena drops on the 9th of September. 15th of September, we'll see the Objectives Week 3. Shang Chi will go into the basic pool. Look, a lot of people like Shang Chi. Good. Put it into the basic, give it a shot, see if you get it. And then we've got Marauders Objectives Week 4. Nimrod Arena, that's dropping on the 23rd of September. 24th sees the Up Up Down Down challenge end. 29th of September, very important week, is the Objectives Week 5 for Marauders, which is the lead-in one into the following month. So look out for that one, and should be good. 6th of October is the Shang-Chi challenge ending. For those that are interested, just kind of like look at what other people are doing. Lots of people have tried the event without Corvus, with Corvus, with other champions. So make sure to kind of like just find out from people what they're using and just kind of get some inspiration. If you check out the forums, you'll probably find somewhere where people have said like, I've used this team, and it's fine. 9th of October is the Marauder Crystal's End. So if you are looking to like wait till the very last minute, and do bear in mind, as I did say in the video earlier this month about, last week, about the volume of Marauders Crystal Shards you can get. You can actually potentially get a lot more if you are a spender, as let's face it, Kabam are going to throw out bundles, which I am slightly interested in, only slightly interested. So I'll have to see like how that kind of drops towards the end of the month, and whether or not there will be anything on offer for that. And if I was to guess or kind of find a logical date for it, it would probably go between when is it, like October there, probably the last week. It's either going to start the 26th of September and go for that last week of September, ending, say, I don't know, a week before this expires, but we'll have to see. But those are some key dates for the month of September and a little bit of October, so yeah. Next tip, and it's a bit of a loose one just in case it doesn't actually happen, but prep for Act 7.3. 7.3 should be round the corner. Whether or not it's going to be dropping next month is going to be debatable. We had the beta back, I think, a month or two ago, so maybe that content's been fine-tuned for being dropped at a certain point. I mean, if you remember last year, I think it was September that it did drop, but it may be a case based on the current state of the game. This could be an October drop for some players. However, though, prepping for that content, regardless of when it drops, could be important. And again, whether it drops towards the end of September or it drops towards the October time or even November, prepping for it is really important, and it's all about stash management. For a lot of people, as you know, a lot of compensation has come our way, and managing that stash is going to be important as well. Looking at your items and going, okay, well, if that's going to expire in 6 days, hey, we've got a problem. But if you're going over the point of the, say, level 1 revives, at least to say, like, okay, if I grind level 1 revives from solo events for the last 2 weeks, my stash is already pretty full, then at least to say, like, okay, right, I can wait for that to have an expiry point that will be close to the content. So again, to kind of like better explain that, you do the solo event, you're over with your stash, you got, I don't know, 2 level 1 revives, and you're like, okay, it's a 30 days until that expires. The date at this point would be, I don't know, late September. So at least you've got to the end of October to then use that level 1 revive. So the point I'm trying to make is stash management is important, and the timing in which you are doing certain things can be beneficial to have stuff leaving in your stash. It's better if you're like got the sigil, but for those that are free to play, it's just a case of doing that management point of going, okay, the last 2 weeks, I'm just going to grind level 1 revives from various content that it may pop up on, and as well solo events to then put into my stash for later on content grinding. The same can be said for health potions and as well boosts, because boosts are very good as well, very helpful for things. So yeah, it's all about your not just with Act 7.3 preparation, but also stash management importance around that. So yeah, look out to that, especially when, you know, we could get more compensation down the line, and then you're going to be overstocked with stuff. So you might have to kind of go, should I do some end game content that I haven't done before? Those kind of decisions have to be made. And the final tip for the month has got to be use the lull time. So whilst the game is in a very kind of like weird state, and maybe Kabam are kind of working towards the engineering and keeping they're looking at the inputs, looking at all the stuff that's kind of response times and everything that comes with that, it's important to look at maybe some older content. Yes, it may kind of like cost you a few more revives than normal. Maybe there's a device that you have that works better with the game in its current state. But look to this time to work on something you haven't done before. And you can do one of many things. First of all, go and do some old story content. I've still got to do this, and I do plan to get this done by the end of September, as well as various other bits of content in and around my sort of, you know, we've got the wedding to sort out, but, you know, doing the best, and also content that I've got to be making in the meantime. The second thing is maybe doing the grind for the Cyber Weekend stuff. As we said, there's going to be a guide out by the end of the week about that, but also look to process and grind in any case. That's normally, you know, a good thing to do, because you might get some good stuff from Cyber Weekend, or you may get some alright stuff, depends on how Kabam are feeling. And the third and final thing is maybe consider prepping for the greater gifting crystal and the greater gifting and the gifting event, so you can then go, right, well, I may set up an alt account to then work with my main account, and that will be a good process, rather than kind of panicking a month before and going, oh well, I've got to do this and this now. It's like, well, no, look, if I'm telling you now, September, set up an alt account in order to build on the side of the main account, which is maybe like kind of an offloading account, but it could be something you want to go process and go and kind of grind in game with a new account, see how the game is functioning from a new player perspective. So that's really kind of like my top 5 tips for the month of September. In any case, thank you very much for watching this video. I had a bit of fun putting this together. I thought this was quite a good little video, but appreciate you for coming by and watching. Make sure to check out some of the info in the description as well. As come on by to the live stream, we should be doing some more Cavalier difficulty tonight. It'd be nice to see you. And yeah, make sure as well, check out some other content located on screen from my second channel, Rich's Revolution, right the way through to some new Marvel Contest of Champions based content located on screen as well. Thanks so much, and see you very soon. Bye bye.